In the vacuum of space, moving in an orbit between the planets Mars and Jupiter, lies a large grouping of rock and dust known as the asteroid belt. Various pieces of rock and debris occupy the orbital position that a planet should occupy at that distance from the Sun. The material may range in size from dust to huge pieces of rock several kilometers across. Modern scientists speculate that at some time in the past a large planet once existed here, but to unknown causes exploded, leaving the fragmentary remains which are now observed. The Earth may also have some close encounters with pieces of rock and comets in its yearly journey around the Sun. One such asteroid is pictured here, being several hundred meters across, and has been discovered in the Earth's orbit. Scientists believe that the Earth may have a near encounter with this asteroid, called Apophis, around 2029, and again in 2036. Occasionally, some large pieces of rock strike the Earth, leaving huge craters such as this one in Arizona, which is almost 2 kilometers across.
The first angel sounded his trumpet, and there came hail and fire mixed with blood, and it was hurled down on the earth. A third of the earth was burned up, a third of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. The second angel sounded his trumpet, and something like a huge mountain, all ablaze, was thrown into the sea. A third of the sea turned into blood, and a third of the living creatures in the sea died, and a third of the ships were destroyed.
Often, on a dark moonless night, we might see what appears as a star falling down from the heavens and leaving a bright glowing trail in the process. These have been called falling stars or meteors. They are not really stars, but are pieces of rock and dust burning up in the Earth's atmosphere as they encounter the Earth in its orbit around the Sun. Occasionally, large pieces of rock and ice pass close enough to the Sun that the heat from the Sun vaporizes the icy debris, forming a large tail that may reach millions of miles in length in some cases. One such famous comet is Halley's Comet, which was seen from the Earth stretching ominously across the nighttime sky. Despite their spectacular appearance from the Earth, the tails of comets are not actually much of a threat to us, as the material of which they are composed is a very thin, tenuous gas. The only threat to the Earth is the part of the comet known as the nucleus, which is simply a piece of rock and ice drifting through space. Some of these comets may have a nucleus as large as 20 or 30 kilometers in diameter. Here we see a comet as it passes through the solar system, approaching the Sun. Rarely, one of these large comets may strike a planet. Here we see a huge comet named Shoemaker-Levy as it broke apart and plummeted into the atmosphere of Jupiter. Some of the holes created in the upper atmosphere of Jupiter were larger than the Earth in size.